You know how to coach, but you don't know how to start. The best metaphor that I can offer for this is, and I've shared some stuff about this. It's like, well, I'll draw a picture on my whiteboard. I want you to imagine there's a person out here. Here's a person who may want your help. Okay. They want to go on a journey. I think the clients we work with, they want to go on a journey. Adventure is one of my top values. So I talk about this. They want to go on an adventure. They want something, whatever that is. And here you are ready to help them. Right? You're like, great, I will help you on this journey. And maybe you've made the limit, how to help them on this journey. You have some ideas, you have some solutions. You're like, I have these coaching tools and this toolkit. I can help them on this journey. The problem is this journey is very difficult to explain to other people because it's very personalized. It's very intangible. Trying to describe coaching to people, it's like, it's better experienced than explained. I used to say that all the time. We don't know where to start. And taking someone on this journey, let's imagine this is literally an adventure out into the world. It's kind of like taking someone on a hike up to Mount Everest without first asking them to stop and gather all their gear at what I call the outfitter. The first thing, if someone says, hey, can you take me on this journey? I'm going to say, yes, but first, we're going to make sure you have the right stuff. We're going to make sure you have the right shoes and the right backpack and the right food. We're going to start with this. Everyone starts with it. It's something tangible. It's something real. It's something helpful. It's an opportunity to do, I talk a lot about this idea of a diagnostic. Let's imagine that this person is coming from another journey that they've just been on. They started here and they come to you and they're like, I can't make it to the top of the mountain. Oh my God, I can't do it. I've been trying to do XYZ. I can't do it. Well, before let's just keep on hiking. You say, let's just stop for a second. Let's figure out why this isn't working. It's starting with something tangible. Coaching is the starting of a partnership is really, really, really important. And if you don't have something tangible and clear to start with, you might not be talking about it much. You might be like, it's so vague. I need something concrete. Because if I can start with something concrete, then we can start on the deeper work of our journey together. So if this is you, if you're like, yeah, like I have a sense of this like thing that I do with people, but I need something tangible that I can talk about and give them at the very, very beginning. My answer to that is to, and I'll share it here, is to start with an assessment. For 8 years, I was not using assessments in my coaching. I wasn't. Someone would come to me, we'd have a discovery call. I'd say, let's start coaching, and we'd start coaching. I wasn't looking for this. I never even thought about it until I had it. And now that I use it, I've been using an assessment at the beginning of my coaching partnerships for the past 3.5, 4 years. It completely changes how I begin. It completely changes how I work with the people that I work with and has built confidence in how I start with people, right? When you use an assessment, you can tailor your work to who they are, right? You can personalize your coaching, and it gives your clients something tangible that they can hold on to. So what are the assessments? And yes, YouMap is an assessment, but it doesn't have to be YouMap. I'm going to tell you about other options. You could do a strengths assessment. There's an assessment called Clifton Strengths Finder. You could learn it. You could use it. You could administer the Clifton Strengths Assessment. So when you start working with someone, say, hey, we are going to start with your strengths. Let's make sure we know them before we begin together. You could get certified in, study a personality assessment. There are lots of personality assessments out there, and they're great. There's Myers-Briggs, there's Enneagram, there's DISC, There are Holland Code assessments out there that you can go and get trained in. Personality assessments are really popular. A lot of times when people take assessments, it's usually a personality assessment. But remember, personality is just one. Strengths is just one. Please do values assessment. Find out your client's values when you start working with them. Please, 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 please. There's tons. I designed my own values assessment years ago. Years ago, I was like, I should find out my client's values before we start coaching together. You can, Hogan is a very formal values assessment. Like if you want to do values in the corporate space, I recently heard Hogan is like a certification you can go through and get Hogan certified, but there are lots of DIY values assessments out there that you can get. Skills, I have yet to find a skills assessment that I like. I don't know of an independent skills assessment that's similar to the one that we use in YouMap. But if you're like, you know what, let me just find out their skills, then let me turn this off here. If you can find their skills assessment that you like, I encourage you to assess skills. So these are all options. Whether or not you do it, starting with an assessment really grounds and changes the beginning of your work together. Now, as I've mentioned, I am a strengths, values, skills, and personality evangelist. The assessment that I use is YouMap. YouMap brings all four of them together. So if and when the time comes that you would like to use an assessment, please remember this one because I think it's great. You actually use, and I put a star here because YouMap includes the Clifton Strengths Finder. So when you go through the training, you actually learn how to administer and interpret Clifton Strengths Finder results. And it includes a Holland Code-based personality assessment. So this is a starting point if you aren't sure how to start your coaching partnerships. This might not be for everybody, but I found that when I had it, and now that I have it, it provides a very clear place for me to begin and to talk about my work. Questions.
This goes to number 5. I feel like I need some sort of framework.
Yes.
To get me started.
I will tell you that that is what I hear a lot from, and again, I teach a framework, and one of the things I hear, a piece of feedback that I get is, it's so nice to have a clear framework. It's so nice to have something tangible. It's so nice to know exactly how I'm starting with every person. And it's not that when you use an assessment, we're not prescribing anything. It's not a one size fits all. It actually, when you use a good assessment, it actually reveals what is unique about your clients. And while it's kind of maybe the same path, it's like anyone who comes through the outfitter, they're not all going to get the same pair of shoes and the same backpack and the same snacks and the same water. They're going to get a very customized set of stuff based on what they need. And that's what a good assessment allows you to do as a coach. Because
and I think it would make that first session so much easier because you're not just getting on the call and going, so
that's right.
What do you want to talk about?
And oftentimes people don't know. All they know is that they have a symptom. This is really important I hope for those of you who are still watching. People come to us with symptoms. We want to help them with those things. But we can't know how to help them unless we have a better understanding of maybe why they're feeling that way, until we first figure out, what is that? Why are you feeling stuck? Why are you? And the problem is that people can't tell us. So we get on a first call with them. So why do you think this is happening? What's going on? Like we try and extract it from them, and they might not even have the language to describe it. They don't, I don't know. That's why I'm here. I hired you to figure out why I can't seem to move forward in my relationship. I hired you to help me figure out why I don't like my job. I don't know why. And when we just jump to the coaching, we can spend a lot of time trying to extract all that. It can take a while. But when you use something, and I use YouMap because I love it, when you start with saying, you know what, let's just run these little assessments here. Let's see your strengths and your values and your skills. Let me just show you these things about yourself. Here's what happens. They figure it out on their own. When your clients see their strengths and they see their values and their skills, and you're there to hold and debrief them, which is what you learn in this training, they have the insights. They figure out why they're stuck. You don't tell them why they're stuck. They see it for themselves when they see these variables, because they're like, oh, no wonder. No wonder why I haven't been able to do this thing, because it's totally not a fit for my skill set. Oh my gosh, right? It's awesome. So that, and then from there, Aida, from that moment, that is when the coaching begins.